You know, it's been a while since an Assassin's Creed game truly captured the essence that made us all fall in love with the series in the first place. But from what we've seen so far and from what I've played, Assassin's Creed Shadows is truly shaping up to be the series' triumphant return to form that we have all wished for. So as you all know, the game is scheduled to release on March 20th, and this installment transports us to feudal Japan, a setting a lot of us have been asking for years. With its rich historical backdrop, innovative gameplay mechanics, and a renewed focus on stealth, Shadows really has the potential to be the best Assassin's Creed game we've had in years. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the reasons why. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So first off, let's talk about the setting. A lot of us have been asking for a journey through feudal Japan for what seems like forever, and Ubisoft have finally answered the call. The game is set during the tumultuous 16th century Sengoku period. Shadows is set to immerse us in the world of samurais, shinobis, and a lot of political intrigue. The attention to detail is staggering, with dynamic weather and seasonal changes that don't just make the world look stunning, but also impact your gameplay. I mean, imagine having to navigate a snow-covered landscapes where your footprints can give away your position, or by using tall grass in spring to stealthily approach a target. And for the first time in the series, Shadows is fully embracing realistic light and shadow mechanics. Instead of hiding in bushes or crouching behind a waist-high wall, Naoe, one of our protagonists, can actively manipulate her environment to stay hidden. Stealth will play a huge role in Shadows, allowing players to disappear into darkness and strike when the moment is right. If you ever wanted to feel like a true ninja or shinobi, or even an assassin, this system looks like a dream come true. And according to early reports, enemy AI is far more reactive this time around. Players will patrol dynamically, investigate noise, and most importantly, react to environmental changes. If a room is well lit, they'll notice if someone extinguishes a lantern. If they find footprints in the snow, they'll track them back to the source. This isn't just a gimmick, it fundamentally changes how you approach infiltration. Unlike recent games where you could brute force your way through encounters, Shadows encourages actual patience and planning. One of the biggest reasons Shadows feels like a return to form is its protagonist system. While Yasuke's combat abilities cater to those who love a more direct approach, it's Naoe who really steals the show for stealth fans. She's a trained shinobi, meaning her toolkit is loaded with tricks to evade detection and eliminate enemies silently. From what I've played, Naoe's movements are extremely fluid. She can parkour over rooftops, crawl through tight spaces, and use grappling hooks to navigate vertically, something that's been sorely missing in recent Assassin's Creed games. While past entries have had an obsession with wide open areas, Shadows seems to emphasize dense, layered environments perfect for a true stealth experience. Naoe also has access to a variety of shinobi tools. Classic weapons like shurikens and kunai return, but there are also some new additions such as blow darts and smoke bombs to further enhance her ability to control the battlefield. If you ever wanted and wished that an Assassin's Creed would take some cues from games like Splinter Cell or Hitman, this truly feels like it could be the moment. Now, talking about the dual protagonist system, it means that players can tackle the game in two very different ways. Yasuke and Naoe are polar opposites in how they handle combat, making for a dynamic experience that allows players to approach each situation however they see fit. If Naoe represents the stealthy, precise, and methodical side of the game, Yasuke is her brutal, unstoppable counterpart. Yasuke is a tank on the battlefield, using raw power to cut down enemies with overwhelming force. Unlike previous protagonists who rely on dodging and parrying, Yasuke's combat is all about taking hits, overpowering your opponents, and unleashing devastating attacks. Heavy, impactful strikes with Yasuke feels weighty. His katana swings through multiple enemies, and his war club can crush armor with a single blow. Now, when he isn't fighting enemies, you can tear through the environment. We've seen him smash through doors, send enemies flying through walls, and leave destruction in his wake. But talking about defensiveness, and instead of rolling out of the way like an assassin, Yasuke blocks and counters attacks head-on, making him feel like a traditional samurai warrior rather than any previous Assassin's Creed character. His gameplay really does echo the styles of Ghost of Tsushima and Sicario, but with a heavier, more deliberate combat style. And while Yasuke is a walking force of destruction, Naoe is the embodiment of the Assassin's Creed. Her playstyle is all about speed, agility, and deception, closer to classic assassins like Ezio and Altair than any of our recent protagonists like Cassandra Cassandra or Eivor. Unlike Yasuke, Naoe can move fluidly through the world, using rooftops, tight spaces, and grappling hooks to navigate unseen. As mentioned previously, stealth isn't just about crouching behind objects anymore. Naoe can extinguish lanterns, blend into the darkness, and use environmental tricks to stay hidden. Silent, precise assassinations that, whether it's a well-placed kunai, a smoke bomb distraction, or a rooftop takedown, Naoe is designed for players who want to eliminate targets without ever being seen. While Yasuke feels like an unstoppable tank, Naoe feels like a ghost in the night, disappearing before enemies even realize what has happened. One of the biggest complaints about recent Assassin's Creed titles was that assassinations didn't really feel like assassinations anymore. Instead of stalking a target, gathering intel, and executing a carefully planned kill, the games often turned into large-scale brawls where your overpowered character just fought their way through waves of enemies. Shadows is changing that. Missions now encourage careful reconnaissance before striking. Players can scout an area, eavesdrop on conversations, and find creative ways to eliminate their targets without triggering alarm. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's a direct callback to the early Assassin's Creed games where gathering intel was a crucial part of gameplay. Ubisoft has also promised that different missions will have multiple approaches, meaning there's no one right way to execute an assassination. Maybe you take a slow, methodical approach, sneaking through hidden tunnels and eliminating enemies one by one. Or maybe you find a way to poison a target's tea, killing them without ever being seen. It's this kind of open-ended stealth gameplay that made the early games so immersive, and it's incredibly exciting to see it return. Now, one of the biggest weaknesses in past Assassin's Creed games was the AI. Guards were predictable, easy to manipulate, and rarely put up a real challenge. But Shadows seems to be fixing that by introducing enemies that actually think. From early previews, it looks like the AI in Shadows will behave much more intelligently. Guards don't just stick to fixed patrol routes, they actively respond to changes in the environment. If you assassinate someone and leave their body in the open, patrols will change and enemies will become more alert. Some enemies even have specialized skills, meaning certain guards are harder to fool with distractions or environmental tricks. This means stealth isn't just about memorizing patterns anymore. You'll need to adapt on the fly, change your approach based on enemy reactions, and make quick decisions under pressure. This creates a level of tension that's been missing from this series from a long time. And the game's world is beautiful and is described as expansive yet dense, comparable in size to Assassin's Creed Origins, but filled with a lot more meaningful content. From the bustling cities to serene countryside, each area is meticulously crafted to reflect the era's aesthetics and culture. The dynamic weather and seasonal cycles not only enhance visual fidelity, but also influence gameplay strategies. For instance, a frozen lake in winter can serve as a stealth route or a deadly trap, adding layers of depth to mission planning. I mean, it is also no secret that Ubisoft have faced some challenges throughout the years, with recent titles like Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaws not meeting commercial expectations. Shadows really represents a pivotal opportunity for the company to reclaim its standard in the gaming community. The meticulous development process, including collaborations with historians and cultural consultants, truly showcases Ubisoft's commitment to delivering an authentic and engaging experience. If successful, Shadows could very well be the beacon that guides Ubisoft back to its former glory. And in my opinion, that is something the game needs. As I've played Assassin's Creed Shadows myself, I think like I'm in a position to say just why I think the game will work, and these are my reasons why. Ubisoft really needs a win, and the community also needs one as well. Yes, Odyssey and Valhalla were okay games and they were good RPG titles, but they weren't an Assassin's Creed game. They were just an over-bloated, open-world story that, yes, had some assassin type thing in it. Whereas in Shadows, it really looks like they're bringing all of that into the fold again, which for me is amazing to see. And with the Animus Hub, we also have information about the modern day and how it will be coming back in a firm stance, which as someone that is a massive modern day fan, I love to see. Now, all of what I said could turn out to be completely wrong and the game could be a massive mess on launch and no one will like it, but I really do think the developers have something special on their hands. Now, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think Assassin's Creed Shadows has the potential to be the best AC game in recent years? Let me know down below your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and do not forget to subscribe for some more Assassin's Creed content. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.